Update cited for taking my stepson on outings without my son. Link to original post https://www.reddit.com/r/mi-ida_for_taking_ida_outings_without_my/. First of all, I want to thank everyone who gave comments. I felt some of the comments and messages I received were judgmental and hurtful, but accepted that most people seemed to think I was the asshole in the situation, so rather than defend myself, my priority was to make things right with my son Mark. I spoke to him and opened up by telling him how much I loved him and how I wouldn't change anything about him, and that he inherited all of the qualities I loved so much about his mother. He seemed pretty confused when I said that and said he really appreciated it but asked where it was coming from. I told him that I heard that he was getting jealous about the time I was spending with Luke one-on-one, and that I'd hate for him to think or feel that I was abandoning him by spending time with Luke. He then had a bit of an embarrassed look on his face and reassured me that he didn't feel abandoned or jealous of Luke. I then mentioned how May said otherwise, and he then visibly cringed. He then told me that he was jealous, but of me rather than Luke. That he thought Luke was incredibly nice to him when they first met and was really excited to have a friend like him since most of his friends through his school and clubs are girls. That he'd like to spend more time hanging out just the two of them, but he's much interested in hanging out with me rather than him. I instantly felt relief about the situation, and asked if he spoke to Luke about hanging out more, and he said that he hasn't as he didn't know what to ask to do or to come across as weird. I asked what they both had in common, and he said they liked similar video games, music and film/TV, so I offered to buy them both tickets to any upcoming film they'd both want to see and that if there are any upcoming concerts or gigs that they'd want to go to, that I'd buy them tickets if that's something they'd like. Mark was really happy at that suggestion, as well as Luke and Laura. Especially Laura because Luke doesn't really have many friends and she was really worried about how he would get on if there was any blending of families. So turns out they were both wanting to be better friends with each other but neither one wanted to express it out of fear of rejection from the other.